Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the 132-pound lightweight class. Judges at ringside: Hedy Bonab, Tunisia; David Leopold, Czechoslovakia; Bill Wackerly, USA; Agustin Zaragoza, Mexico; and Pinet Woonsing Viset, Thailand. Your referee for this event, from La República de Argentina, Osvaldo Bisbal. Introducing first, in the red corner, to my left, from Puerto Rico, Jose Martinez. His opponent, in the blue corner, from the US of A, Oscar de la Hoya. 5 2-minute rounds.
Jim, there's an old saying in boxing that if you really want to get the result of a fight, just get some 10-year-old to watch it, and at the end of the fight, point to the guy he thinks win it. I'm going to judge fights that way tonight, and I'll let the guys with the computers judge it in their way.
Well, 10-year-olds play Nintendo better than anybody. Maybe they should be operating the scoring system, too.
Larry, I think your way might be a little better.
This fight, in all likelihood, will need no computer scoring system. It is the biggest on-paper mismatch at these championships.
But, Jim, you can't take anything for granted. Not when you bring a kid in like this here, Puerto Rico. He's one of the top amateurs from there, and he'll come out there fighting.
De La Hoya started slowly in Sydney against Marco Rudolph. So one of the things he will want to do here, particularly in the eyes of his coaches, is to establish himself early in the first round. If there was anything for which they criticized him after the loss in Sydney, it was that he just didn't get going in round number 1. Watch the action in the ring. You will watch for a moment the action at the side of the ring. If you see a finger go down, it's because a punch was registered. There you see the blue button going down as that judge registers punches for Oscar de la Hoya, and Martinez goes down.
Too strong.
Yeah, Oscar's just a little too big for this young man.
Too strong, too big, too experienced.
This is a case where the 2-minute round can help Martinez to survive.
Incidentally, knockdowns count for nothing more than the punches which produced it. And now here is a standing 8 count. A third standing 8 count or knockdown count in the round would create the stoppage of the bout. Or a fourth in the duration of the fight. 3 in 1 round or 4 in the fight means automatic referee stops contest. De La Hoya with a solid right hand, and Martinez backs up again. Solid right, and De La Hoya bangs to the body 3 times with the left hand. Martinez simply unable to defend himself against the stronger Oscar De La Hoya. Referee looking at this one very carefully. You could see a referee stop the contest. And round 1 comes to a close. We listen in the corners with our interpreter, former world champion Carlos Palomino.
Todo el tiempo, mira, todo el tiempo,
look,
moviéndote a los lados.
Move, side to side.
Agájalo, no se puede, pero agájalo. Ponme el cubo, el otro cubo. Oíste, si te encierra, agájalo a él y te sale. No te dejes pegar, no te dejes pegar.
Tie him up. Tie him up inside.
Todo el tiempo sigue siguiéndote, ¿bien? Échalo ahí. Mira,
Look,
tienes que moverte.
you have to move. You have to move a lot.
Bien, sigue moviendo.
Okay, let's take a look at De La Hoya at work with a really professional style, throwing many hooks and just overwhelming Martinez, who is really not even a 132-pounder. He's a smaller man than that.
Now there is the accepted score after round 1. That's the score that means something. That means that 14 times in the round, 3 judges pressed buttons registering punches for Oscar De La Hoya within 1 second of each other. Therefore, he was credited with 14 blows to 1 for Martinez. What are Oscar Oscar's greatest strengths, Lou, as you look forward to his continued career?
Oh, his discipline. He makes you fight his fight. He keeps right within range where he can slip a punch and still counter. He does it all, this guy.
How many 19-year-olds have you ever seen with this kind of talent?
Not too many. This guy here is going to be some fighter. Just
Left
the way
hook
he
to
throws
the body.
those hooks.
Yeah, the hook to the body is very impressive. Martinez with little blood on the lower lip, getting a bit of a boxing lesson so far in both rounds 1 and 2 from Oscar De La Hoya of East Los Angeles. De La Hoya had expected to meet Marco Rudolph here. Rudolph was injured in training. The next expected opponent was Kirkar Kirkorov, world champion at 125 pounds, who was going to move up to 132 to take on De La Hoya. He couldn't make it either. Martinez is a last-minute replacement.
The way De La Hoya is looking tonight, he could have beat anybody tonight. He's really on target.
Well, he came here feeling as though he had a great deal to prove. With an amateur record of 215 wins and 5 losses, De La Hoya's loss to Marco Rudolph in Sydney was his first in years.
We watched 30 rounds of boxing last night and didn't see a single knockdown. We've already seen one here tonight.
That's right. We saw one standing 8 count in 30 rounds. And we've seen 2 8 counts in the first round here. But in fairness, Larry, all of those were more even matches on paper.
Yes, they were.
And you saw De La Hoya.
Anything you want, but you gotta do it nice and calm. Okay.
Calmado, calmado, calmado. Todo calmado. Work off the jab, Oscar, okay?
Okay.
Y calmadito, calmadito.
Now go out there, jab, and then after about.
Here's De La Hoya at work again. A straight jab, followed by a left. Lou, I like the 5-round format. It gives a young kid more of a chance to talk to his coach during the fight and perhaps change the course of a fight.
That's right, Larry. He'll come back. He'll get better instructions from his trainer. It gives him a little more rest. It makes him a better fighter, I think, the 5-2 round. We used to box this during the 40s and 50s. I'm glad they're bringing him back.
This is also an experiment by the Olympic Committee for the safety factor. So instead of getting 9 rounds of fighting with 2 one-minute rest periods, you get 10 rounds of fighting with 4 one-minute rest periods.
Incidentally, as if it weren't tough enough for the 18-year-old Martinez here against De La Hoya, we're told that he has fought most of his amateur career in Puerto Rico as a 125-pounder, featherweight, moving up to lightweight for this assignment. Between rounds, he was telling his coach in his corner that Oscar simply hits too hard for him.
That's right. And you can bet that he was boxing mostly junior Olympic fights, too, with small kids, weak kids, not as strong as De La Hoya.
That's right. So you have to admire the courage of Jose Martinez for standing in there. But now he has taken an uppercut blow, which has him groggy once again. Referee Bisbal has not yet called for an 8 count. But Martinez is a little bit foot weary for the moment. De La Hoya, at age 19, is already being compared to fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez and Alexis Arguello, his hero, and even the great Sugar Ray Robinson. The fluidity with which he throws the left hook, particularly to the body, reminds you of great fighters of the past.
He's got every move that a good professional champion would have right at this here stage. And all he can do is get better and better.
Can he defend himself better?
Sure.
There's another standing 8 count as he pounds Martinez into the corner.
6, 7.
At this point, I believe the fight should be stopped. Martinez has shown his courage. He's hung in there with a bigger, stronger kid. There's no point going on. He can't possibly win this fight unless there is a knockout, and there doesn't seem to be any chance of that.
So,
kid here still got a lot of ways to go, and he's going to be a good prospect. I mean, he's fighting with a lot of heart against a strong De La Hoya out there, and he's trying. I mean, you can't take that away from him.
I hate to see a young kid like this take a beating. Beatings aren't good for fighters.
Particularly when you can see that he has talent.
I mean, the very fact that he would take this fight speaks to his nerve. You know, he says,
Right.
Sure, let me give it a crack on a few days' notice.
And he probably knew who De La Hoya was.
De La Hoya with another flurry drives Martinez back again. It is target practice, as Larry has pointed out. One more standing 8 count will produce automatic referee stops contest. There have been 3 8 counts so far in the bout, 2 standing and 1 for the knockdown. Left uppercut is enough to stop the contest.
It's at the
The referee
discretion
doesn't know
at
that
the
this is
discretion of the
4-1.
referee.
And that's the end. So Oscar De La Hoya gets his revenge against the scoring system. He makes it unnecessary. The lightweight division is one with a history of American success. Romales Ellis won the gold in 1988 at Seoul. Pernell Whitaker won the gold in 1984 at Los Angeles. Howard Davis won it in 1976 at Montreal. Oscar De La Hoya will go to Barcelona as a co-favorite in the division with Marco Rudolph of Germany, formerly of East Germany, the man who vanquished him in the first round at the World Championships in Sydney and then went on to win the title.
Jim, Oscar was ready tonight, whether he fought Rudolph or anybody he fought tonight. I mean, he wanted revenge. He knew he didn't like that loss in Australia, and he got himself in good shape physically and mentally. He was ready.
And we'll take a look, Lou, at an early flurry by De La Hoya. Talk about his hand speed for us.
Look at the hand speed, but look at the way he throws those combinations. He'll switch from the body to the head, from the head to the body. Only a good fighter with talent can do those things.
And this is what brought about the end of the fight. The left uppercut followed by the solid right cross. Landing punches in bunches, as you point out, Lou, and of all descriptions.
Look at those uppercuts. Look at the way he's throwing those combinations and staying right within range, backing them up.
And now Larry Merchant stands by with the victorious Oscar De La Hoya.